Smoke, haze, and fog out there in your local forecast. More about that coming in just a moment.
And we'll tell you how it's affecting the air quality, what to know if you're headed outside. And a look at the White House's new universal tariff plan just as the latest tariffs go into effect. The FDA debuting a new warning label for opioid prescriptions. We'll tell you why. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. On this Friday, August 1st, it's a new month out there today. If you're having a hard time waking up, you're not alone. Art's okay. I'm struggling a little bit. Art, what are you doing over there?
Well, I've been up a little bit longer than you, my friend, but I had 5 hours of sleep, and I still have to take another half an hour.
Yeah, it's rough out there.
It is rough out there. Plus, we've got the smoke and haze out there as well, getting into your forecast. You can see it on both my screens here. You've got La Crosse right there, Eau Claire right here, and yeah, the smoke and haze is out there with a little fog. You can see the fog also as you get into Eau Claire. I told you that was going to happen. Let's carry over to how this all sneaks into the forecast. You've got, of course, drier air coming in from Canada. You have all that brown you can see from Green Bay all the way to Alpine North and getting up to North Bay there. You're looking into Toronto. You're seeing all that drier, brownish, drier air. We've got that moving in. High pressure is on top of us right now and portions of the Twin Cities as well. We'll get into it here. You can see the fog and low cloud activity still lingering into the forecast as we go to the 6 o'clock hour, the 7 o'clock hour with dense fog, possibilities in some pockets. Of course, haze is also a part of that, but remember, the fog is on the lower levels while we have the smoke and haze just above that, as well as into the middle and upper portions of the atmosphere. That will get out of the way as we go gradually into at least going into most of the morning. I hope Dubuque, Iowa will come in anytime soon, but it doesn't look like it wants to, so I have to move on. We're holding on to current temperatures. We're looking at 50s widespread for your local morning, and it is a bit chilly out there. It will get better, though, with temperatures in the middle 50s to the 60s and the 70s on the way. That's a look at your forecast. I'll have more about this coming up for you in just a moment.
Thank you, Art. Wildfires raging in Canada are impacting air quality here at home. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is advising sensitive groups like those with asthma and seniors to limit extended time outdoors. They also recommend running air purifiers and regularly checking local air quality indexes online for updates.
This morning you could even smell it, and this is similar to before. It does smell very sooty outside. It smells like fire. We are definitely seeing an increase in patients that have concerns about respiratory symptoms. If they are having symptoms and this is happening on a weekly basis or happening daily or weekly or more than a few times, then they should definitely talk to their doctors.
So far this year, roughly 14 million acres have burned in Canada. It's a full day for the Trump administration. White House reps are surveying the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Meanwhile, President Trump unveiled those new tariffs. His August 1st trade negotiation deadline has now come and gone. Now on August 7th, the U.S. is preparing to slap higher tariffs on dozens of countries yet to make a deal, as CBS's Jared Hill explains.
At the White House, President Donald Trump is pushing the trade war to new heights.
This is making our country very rich and respected again.
Soon, 50% tariffs on goods from Brazil, a 20% tax on Taiwanese products. And with a new executive order, higher tariffs will kick in on Thursday for dozens of nations that have yet to strike a new trade agreement with the U.S., arguing trade deficits pose an unusual and extraordinary threat to national security. A claim a number of small businesses are challenging in the courts. Congressional Democrats are pouncing.
So what is this chaos? Our businesses, our small businesses, our medium-sized businesses, our large businesses need some degree of certainty.
New tariffs on Mexico and China on hold, but Canada caught in the crosshairs. The White House hiking levies to 35% on goods not covered under the existing U.S., Mexico, and Canada trade deal. The president yesterday suggested Canada's decision to recognize Palestinian statehood could hamper talks. Canada's prime minister wrote he was disappointed. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The White House says the U.S. delegation visiting the Middle East had a productive meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday, focused on what they call dilemmas like food and aid in Gaza. Hundreds of New York City police officers attended the funeral for Detective Didarul Islam. He's one of 4 killed in that shooting rampage Monday at a Manhattan office building. Islam, an immigrant from Bangladesh, was 36, married, the father of 2 with a 3rd child on the way. A person convicted of the Slender Man stabbing is getting out after more than a decade. A judge approved a conditional release plan for Morgan Geyser, who will move from a mental institution to a group home and wear a GPS monitor. In 2014, Geyser and her friend Anissa Wire lured a classmate to the woods and stabbed her 19 times to appease the fictional character Slender Man.
Imagine being 12 years old and now in your early 20s and you've never left confinement. It's horrible. So this facility really will allow her to grow as a person and I think be a safer and better member of the community.
Geyser's release date has not been announced. Changes could be coming to the La Crosse County Jail, specifically some space that's just sitting there empty. News 8 Now's Grace Monk takes a closer look.
A portion of the La Crosse County Jail has sat unused since 2010. Now county officials want to repurpose that space to better serve the inmate population. The current jail space was built in 1998. In 2010, the county expanded that space, adding 2 direct supervision pods in the process. One pod was used to house the male inmates, the other sitting empty for 15 years.
At that time, females were housed across the street in the old jail. Women were moved back across the street, but there was never actually a space built for them.
Female inmates are housed in the original 1998 space. Now the county wants to put them in the unused pod to make room for something new.
How can we take the space that we've already built with some minor alterations and make that space better for our staff to work with people with the mental health conditions?
The main jail space would be used to support inmates with mental health needs, something Siegel says is more important than ever.
The mental health needs in the jail have increased significantly over the last 20 years, and I would say over the last 10. We also had the opioid crisis. We don't have really good space for people with long-term mental health needs that we're going to have to house for a while.
That change would also allow the jail to offer more programming for inmates seeking treatment. The plan is still under development, but once it's done, it will go before the county board. Reporting in La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now this morning.
Happening today, your student loan payments could start racking up interest again. Interest rates on loans under the SAVE program are set to restart after being frozen since last summer due to legal challenges. The income-driven repayment plan launched in 2023 under the Biden administration and offered lower monthly payments. The Department of Education says borrowers can still get forbearance to delay payments and is urging them to switch to different income-driven repayment plans. Iowa shoppers can save money on back-to-school items this weekend. The Hawkeye State's tax-free weekend is now underway, exempting sales tax, that is, from the usual 6 to 7% sales tax. The holiday applies to jeans, hats, shirts, and most clothing items, but not backpacks, wallets, or sports equipment. Summer construction is, of course, in full swing across La Crosse, and drivers are dodging detours once again. Crews are fixing roads that residents say have been in rough shape for years. The city says it schedules most of the work in the summer when weather conditions are best for major repairs.
There is a lot of construction going on right now, and the reality is it's very hard to do construction in the wintertime, and so the summer is the best time to do a lot of our road constructions. As irritating as pedestrians and folks might be, the reality is this is the only time we can do it.
City officials plan to complete most projects before the school year begins. The end is near, hopefully. And turtles are taking center stage at the Nature Place this Saturday at a free event. The Totally Turtles event runs from 9:30 to 11:30 and gives families a fun way to learn more about our slow and steady friends. Get ready to laugh in the Chippewa Valley. Clearwater Comedy bringing out its top open mic all-stars tomorrow night at the Plus. A $10 donation is suggested for entry. And in Winona, it's movie night under the stars. River Bible Church hosting a free showing of Inside Out tonight at East Lake Park. That starts at 6 with free popcorn, hot dogs, and lemonade. Some La Crosse students are trading textbooks for toppings and getting a slice of the business world. It's all part of the Pizza Project at UW La Crosse, a hands-on program where students learn what it takes to build a business from scratch. Teams compete to create the best brand, designing logos, crafting marketing plans, and learning food and kitchen safety along the way. The 4-day crash course gives students a real taste of entrepreneurship and, of course, pizza.
I also think that it was really helpful for learning how to work with different people, and because that's always important in business. So they were in groups that were just kind of randomly assigned. So they had to kind of branch out and work with people that they'd never met before.
The program is open to students entering 8th through 10th grade. The time now is 6:08. Still ahead on your morning news, the FDA creating a new label to help combat the opioid crisis. We'll tell you how. More than 300,000 kitchen step stools are being recalled for causing falls, and a tragic death sparks the recall of play kitchen sets. More details emerge about that Delta flight diverted to Minneapolis after severe turbulence. We'll tell you what we're learning this morning. And now it's time to put the good in your morning with a dance party made just for kids. Families packed the La Crosse Public Library for a kid-friendly nightclub experience known as the Baby Rave. Young dancers hit the floor to techno remixes of classic children's songs with glow props, a bubble machine, even a temporary tattoo station. It was the final event in the La Crosse Public Library's summer reading program. Looks like it was a great time. And as you start to wake up, leaving you with a quick wake-up call. Look at this, a live view from the International Space Station. Taking a look at Earth from above. Oh, this is Eastern Europe, according to my source. Very cool. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's Carl's Anniversary Celebration Sale. In appreciation of 69 years, dinner is on us. Save up to 40% on appliances, plus get free dinner for two. This French door refrigerator is just $8.99 and includes free dinner for two. All TVs are on sale, plus get free dinner for two. Save up to 50% on remaining closeout grills. You can even save on in-store Serta specials and get free dinner for two. Come help us celebrate 69 years.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
Hey Nick, want your usual?
Yeah, please.
How's your day going?
Oh, pretty good. Air conditioning went out at the house, and I got some guys coming over to fix it.
Nothing that G&T can't take your mind off of, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can always depend on G&T to put my mind at ease.
Especially when I make them, eh?
Well, I'm talking about G&T heating and air conditioning. They have never let me down.
Call G&T. For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Maybe I should switch to G&T.
Hey, Dominic here, and we always get asked, what do you have for fish and seafood? With over 40 blends at our outlet store, we recommend these four: seafood, Cajun, lemon pepper, and yes, chicken. Just take your fish or even shrimp, shake on your choice of seasoning, and cook thoroughly until done. Use any of these four, and you'll have your guests coming back for more, and they're all low in sodium. Get these seasonings at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. Fish eye!
Furnish your home with the Forest at Black River Furniture Outlet, Wisconsin's best priced furniture store. Browse cozy Amish rockers, customizable easy sofas made in Wisconsin, and stunning handmade dining sets in hickory, walnut, aspen, and barnwood. Shop pantries, counter bars, gun cabinets, and more. Style your space this season with our cabin rug collection, multiple sizes available. Swing by the bed shed for rustic bedroom sets, bunk beds, and Amish-made office furniture. Family and veteran owned. Visit Black River Furniture Outlet this summer.
Dahl Honda is proud to sponsor News 8 Now's Top Notch Teacher Program. It's always a highlight of our month to recognize the top-notch teacher and thank them for all they do for our students in school. Dahl Honda values the great work all teachers do for our children and community. If you know a teacher who deserves top-notch teacher recognition, please nominate them. Thank you, teachers, for going above and beyond and providing a top-notch education.
Jolivet Family Farms. There's no substitute for homegrown freshness. Jolivet's homegrown triple sweet corn is picked fresh daily. Join us Sundays 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for our roasted sweet corn and charcoal brats. Jolivet's also features homegrown carrots, sweet onions, peppers, beets, cabbage, dill, tomatoes, cucumbers, blueberries, and so much more. Find distinctive crafts and decor. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, or pies from our homemade bakery. Buy fresh, buy local. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Well, good morning to you as we get into it here, starting off with Dubuque, Iowa. Why? Because that's about the closest spot I can get you to take a look at what Prairie du Chien may look like right now. Smoke and haze out there currently, light winds, of course, and yeah, not much rustling in the trees. You can see a little bit of that moving right now. 5 miles of visibility. The winds are north at 9, so we do have the winds that are out of the north. We're also holding on to smoke and haze. Sun's coming up right there. You can see out there in the distance. As you can also see, the smoke, the haze, the fog, all a part of your forecast today. today. So here's the deal. We're going to get into temperatures that are going to rise a bit. So yesterday we were saying we're looking at maybe some upper 70s. We're looking at the low 80s today, believe it or not. We'll get into Eau Claire. We'll see similar conditions with the smoke and haze, but these temperatures may stay up around the upper 70s for you. In fact, what we're looking at, you can see out there fog is starting to develop in some locations, and of course the smoke and haze is out there as you're rolling around. You can see it as you're driving or walking down the street as well. I saw that earlier this morning, even at nighttime. Hey, today we've got this. Eau Claire, 78 degrees, 78 for Ladysmith. Working back down, you get to Winona, you're looking at 78 degrees. Black River Falls around flirting with 79 to 80 degrees, as well as Sparta. La Crosse is at 80, and then back down to Viroqua, you're looking at 76 degrees. It holds on to 77s as you get into Boscombe, as well as portions of areas by Prairie du Chien. Yeah, so dry conditions lasting all the way through Monday, as you see there. And of course, you're also going to be looking at the possibility of this. Sunshine on the way with smoke and haze getting through the day. 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s expected as you go right through the afternoon, holding on to smoke and haze through the day as well. 50s, 60s, and 70s again. And of course, we are very dry and will stay dry all the way into Monday, maybe even portions of Tuesday, carrying over to some rainfall, possibly Tuesday afternoon, and coming back again for Wednesday. That's a look at your forecast. Back to you.
In your morning consumer news, the FDA is stepping up its efforts to curb the opioid crisis. On Thursday, the agency announced new changes to warning labels on prescription painkillers. Opioid medications will now carry stronger safety warnings that highlight the risks of long-term use. The FDA also removing language that may have suggested these drugs were safe for indefinite use. More than 300,000 step stools are being recalled due to fall and injury risk. Doral Home is pulling its Costco two-step kitchen steppers from nationwide shelves. The safety bar, they say, on the back can detach or break. There have been 34 reports of that happening, including 2 head injuries. And nearly 200,000 toy kitchens are being recalled over a strangulation hazard. Kids could get their clothing caught on the hooks for kitchen accessories like pots and pans. 1 death has even been reported. Backyard Kids is recalling the KidCraft farm-to-table model play kitchens. Make sure you take a look at your screen. They were originally made by KidCraft, which filed for bankruptcy last year. Severe turbulence struck a Delta flight from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam Wednesday, causing service carts and unbelted passengers to hit the ceiling and forcing that emergency landing in Minneapolis. Authorities are investigating. Meanwhile, hearings are underway to probe the D.C. midair collision between an Army Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines jet earlier this year.
Just as dinner service began on Delta Flight 56 from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam,
we hit the craziest turbulence I've ever seen in my life.
Another passenger on the plane says people who didn't have their seatbelts on were at most risk.
Everyone that didn't have, they hit the ceiling and then they fell to the ground. And the carts also hit the ceiling and fell to the ground, and people were injured.
The plane made an emergency landing in Minneapolis. 25 people on board were taken to local hospitals, and the airline says the majority have been released. The Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board will investigate the incident. Meanwhile, in the nation's capital, the NTSB continued questioning witnesses regarding January's deadly midair collision in D.C. between an American Airlines regional jet and an Army Black Hawk helicopter.
Our objective today is to thoroughly understand crew dynamics and air traffic control and operations.
NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy growing frustrated with some of the answers given by representatives of the FAA and Army after 10 hours of testimony Wednesday. The hearing's revelations included that Army helicopters would regularly fly below aircraft that were descending to land at Reagan National Airport.
Why did it take 67 lives to be lost and families who are just destroyed forever to understand what was occurring?
A determination of what caused the crash will come in January.
Let's look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
Okay, all about that northerly wind driving in moisture into our forecast, as well as far as smoke and haze, that type of moisture getting out of the area, pushing it down southward, and we are dry because of that. No rainfall getting into the area. Rain tries to get here. You can see that trying to sneak through. Little batches of that. We'll also see that come back again. We'll go through the day today all the way to the evening, and we're dry. We're also looking at temperatures going up to the 70s, the 80s, and of course possibly going back down to the 60s, the 50s, and maybe some 40s as you finish out going into the midnight hour for some locations. In fact, you'll see as we go all the way into the early morning, you saw that 46-degree temperature, and by the time you get into Saturday at the 8 o'clock hour in the morning, you're back to 60s, back to upper 50s in some cases, so temperatures are starting to warm up gradually. We'll go into the 80s for La Crosse today, possibly getting into tomorrow. You may see a few more 80s try to sneak in. Of course, also trying to sneak in is more moisture going through Saturday, but look at this. You just get the high clouds out of that as well. So smoke and haze will probably still be lingering in the area because high pressure is lingering. Although as we get into Saturday and Sunday, high pressure tries to get all the way out to the east, but it comes back again. We'll hold on to this as we get into it here. You're looking at highs for Saturday. You're looking at temperatures to be in the 80s. 80 for Trempealeau, 80 for La Crosse. You had 81 there. You get mostly mid to upper 70s as you go into the north along I-94 for Eau Claire and Ladysmith. You'll also see down to the south more 80s in the forecast going all the way to New Albany as well as Lansing and Prairie du Chien. Possible than that. That means Viroqua may be flirting with the 78 and areas right by Richland Center as well, holding on to maybe upper 70s to around the low 80-degree mark. Sunday, similar conditions, but more 80s are starting to pop up now. You're also going to still see Eau Claire at 78 degrees. Smoke and haze could be a part of your forecast, but that's kind of far out there. But we get right into it here. You're looking at the possibility of rainfall, trying to get back in as we get into Rice Lake all the way towards Eau Claire, but it kind of falls shy. Maybe Ladysmith gets a little brushing at the northern tier of the area there. Monday in the 8 o'clock hour, excuse me, in the 11 o'clock hour, we're not seeing much, but moisture is trying to sneak up from the south by Prairie du Chien, getting towards La Crosse. As we go through the remainder of Tuesday, I was looking at more rainfall. That was a possibility earlier this morning, showing up around our region all the way through the 8 o'clock hour, but that too has changed. So rainfall continues to change daily, and the forecast is now showing Tuesday, maybe Wednesday looking better in the overnight hours. So that means AM going to early AM for Thursday, you could see more shower potential coming back again, as well as Friday possibly coming back again in the overnight hours, and that's about a 20 to 40% chance in the forecast. So we continue to have that. As we go into it, the smoke and haze still lingers, as you see for everybody, pretty much all the way through Saturday, all the way into portions of this afternoon, but I suggest it's going to be lingering, as you can see, with dry conditions all the way through the weekend into Monday. And of course, we have local temperatures gradually increasing from the low 80s to the middle 80s to the upper 80s in your forecast. Back to you, Alexandra.
Thank you, Art. Coming up, vaccine exemptions are rising just as measles makes a comeback. What new CDC data shows about the risks in the classroom this fall? And we know outdoor air quality is rough this morning, with the air inside your home might not be better. We'll tell you why after the morning sports blitz.
Coming up in the Blitz, another local legend on the hardwood returns to the area to pass along his expertise. Sights and sounds from camp next.
In 1925, a new furniture store opened its doors in Fountain, Minnesota. The business was called the Fountain Furniture Company. Today, 100 years and 4 generations later, we're Drury's, where you'll find a focus on principles that have given us staying power. Handle quality furniture, maintain a professional staff, and a commitment to customer service. We invite you to stop in and find out for yourself how this big store in a tiny town has lasted. Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, family owned for 100 years.
It's Hy-Vee's 3-day meat sale this Friday through Sunday. Get our special recipe brats, 10 for $10. Bacon wrapped sirloins, just $3.99. Fresh ground chuck, $4.48 a pound. Hormel Black Label bacon, $2.99. Pork loin back ribs, $2.99 a pound. Bar S Franks, just 98 cents. Plus, get even more great deals for the grill. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardiance, at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yes. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day.
We'll see you at Walmart on August 8th to help us stop the bus.
Well, we are continuing the trend of Coulee Region standouts giving back to their community in the form of basketball camps. Yesterday, one of the best sharpshooters the state has ever produced was back home to help coach up some kiddos. Former first-team All-State performer and state champion with the Onalaska Hilltoppers, Matt Thomas, held his 8th annual basketball camp at R.W. Beggs Gymnasium. The camp had about 80 participants with 2 separate sessions ranging from 2nd to 9th graders. It focused on building the right habits, working hard, having fun, and treating others with respect. And Matt says it's similar to camps he used to take part in when he was growing up.
And that's a big reason why I want to do this, right? Is like to give back to a community that gave so much to me. And yeah, I mean, my mom put me in camps similar to this when I was a kid, and along with that and playing back in the park and in the backyard, like developed my love and passion for the game. And that's why, I mean, I'm a big believer in summer camps, and there was a few that I did when I was a kid as well.
Shooting and dribbling drills were incorporated. There was a Q&A. Awards were given out, and after, Matt stayed to take pictures and sign autographs for each and every kid. He hopes that the example he has provided gives them hope to achieve whatever they put their mind to.
Hopefully that they can understand that, like, your dreams, you know, can be realized, right? Like, if you work hard enough, and you know, obviously you need to, you know, a lot of things need to go your way, but it's obviously not just athletics, you know, it's every area of different careers and different paths, and if you work hard, that you can achieve your dreams.
Thomas is coming off one of the most productive seasons of his professional career for the Alba Berlin team of the German basketball Bundesliga. He is in search of a new team overseas as he hopes to continue his career in the pro ranks. All right, that'll do it for the Blitz. We hope to see you back here later tonight.
Up to 58% off list at the huge anniversary sale at Slumberland. Lots of big deals, like these stylish sofas for just $5.99. Don't miss the Sealy mattress for just $3.99. The huge anniversary sale at Slumberland.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. My Explorer at the Homeland Field.
How about you two?
Mud bath.
Get 0 down, 0% financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on Bronco. Or lease Bronco for $4.99 a month with 0 down. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
When a migraine strikes and I've taken a triptan, side effects like dizziness can throw me off. Ugh, migraine again. Ubrelvy works differently. It keeps me in rhythm, quickly stopping migraine pain within 2 hours. And some have pain relief that lasts all day, so I can handle whatever the day may throw at me. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Report increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur days after use. Ask your doctor how you can stop migraine attacks and stay in rhythm with Ubrelvy.
Are you looking for a bank that puts you first? Welcome to Cooley Bank. We're rooted in the community with decisions made locally and relationships that last. Switch today to earn 3.71% APY in a Cooley Bank high-yield money market account. Visit Cooley Bank or the website for details. Member FDIC.
Jolivet Family Farms. There's no substitute for homegrown freshness. Jolivet's homegrown triple sweet corn is picked fresh daily. Join us Sundays 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for our roasted sweet corn and charcoal brats. Jolivet's also features homegrown carrots, sweet onions, peppers, beets, cabbage, dill, tomatoes, cucumbers, blueberries, and so much more. Find distinctive crafts and decor. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, or pies from our homemade bakery. Buy fresh, buy local. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
People come in different sizes. That's why Slumberland invented the any size one low price mattress sale. No matter what size mattress, twin, full, queen, or king, you pay just one low price. Get this memory foam for just $99, only at Slumberland.
We'll see you at Walmart on August 8th to help us stop the bus.
Smoke and haze is a part of our forecast today. You can see that coming in from Canada as well. More about that in just a moment.
And with that, we'll have the latest on the air quality as you head outside this weekend. A look at the White House's new universal tariff plan just as the latest tariffs go into effect. And back to school prep isn't just supplies and clothing, the snacking strategy that helps kids focus better when we see you and Ruthie for Foodie Friday. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Friday, August 1st, 2025, and a new month is upon us. Having a little bit of a Foodie Friday, eating some cookies that one of our directors made for us. I'm kind of having a sugar crash from them now, though, but they were so good, weren't they?
Well, I think I have to go finish my forecast and go get you some more then. All right.
Yeah,
We'll get right on that right now, my friend. Holding on to some drier air coming in from Canada as well. That's going to continue to build right on top of us today. And then eventually it's going to skedaddle to the east as we go into possibly tomorrow and then Sunday. It'll come right back, though, as we get into Monday with more rainfall potential getting into the latter portion of next week. But take a look at this, though. Right now we're dealing with some fog, low cloud activity, dense fog, holding on to some pockets of areas by Eau Claire as well as Arcadia, getting closer to Black River Falls as well there. And of course, we're looking at La Crosse at 3 miles of visibility. That drops down to a mile as we get into 7:30 hours. So that means dense fog in your forecast for La Crosse as well as Arcadia, getting into Eau Claire as well. And then, of course, we'll also see that kind of go away by the time we get into the 9 o'clock hour. So as that happens, let's take a look at what we've got going on temperature-wise. We're looking at mostly 50s in the forecast right now, except for the outer periphery up there by Ladysmith, and of course areas by Sparta, and of course Black River Falls and Vogue Field. We get into some sunshine later on, though. 7 a.m. you're looking at 55 degrees with temperatures rising to the 63-degree mark. Middle 70s coming in, rolling in by the 1 o'clock hour with partly cloudy skies. So clouds will be increasing. Of course, some of that will be smoke and haze as well. Fog will be lifted by then, clearly. As you get into Eau Claire, we're doing similar conditions. You're starting out with mostly cloudy skies, patchy fog, smoke and haze continuing into the morning hours all the way into 1 p.m. You're looking at sunny skies on your way. More about your forecast coming up in just a bit. Stick around.
All right, Art, we will check back in with you in just a bit. New tariffs on almost all imports kick in today, ending President Trump's pause on dozens of duties. Many rates have changed since April amid ongoing trade talks. Amy Kiley breaks down what's next for businesses and us consumers.
New tariff rates for imports from dozens of countries are set to start August 7th. That's due to an executive order from President Donald Trump, who's meeting his self-imposed deadline today. The universal base rate will remain 10% for goods from countries with which the U.S. has a trade surplus. The base will be 15% when a trade deficit is involved. The rates are set to go even higher for goods from more than 24 other trade partners. Some of the steepest are on imports from Syria, Laos, Myanmar, Switzerland, Iraq, and Serbia. Notably, the duty on Canadian goods will be 35% for imports that aren't compliant with the USMC trade agreement.
Mark Carney, who's in charge there, is kind of the anti-Trump, to be honest. I mean, everything Trump would do, say, or think is the opposite of what Carney would do, say, or think.
Most products from Mexico are getting another 90-day pause.
Mexico has agreed to terminate those non-tariff barriers and to continue to work with us in good faith.
The Trump administration says it hopes foreign producers will help U.S. businesses cover the costs of the tariffs.
The American economy will boom like never before.
Stop stock market declines yesterday suggests many investors aren't so sure of that. Several U.S. businesses say they can't afford to pay the tariffs without increasing prices for American consumers.
You're going to see price increases for the average American family of around $2,400 annually and a smaller economy.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Supreme Court might have the last word on tariffs. Trump argues he can unilaterally impose them by declaring trade deficits are national emergencies. A group of states and small businesses is challenging that assertion with a lawsuit. An appeals court is considering their case. Hundreds of New York City police officers attended the funeral for Detective Didarul Islam. He's one of 4 people killed in that shooting rampage Monday at a Manhattan office building. Islam, an immigrant from Bangladesh, was 36, married, and the father of 2 with a 3rd child on the way. And like we've been saying, we're under an air quality alert because of the Canadian wildfires. The Midwest, we've been getting air quality warnings on and off throughout the summer, but those alerts don't mean the same thing for everyone, as News 8 Now's Seth Padilla explains.
The current air quality warning in La Crosse is being called unhealthy, but that's not stopping people from running or lounging in the park or taking a walk downtown. But for some, the air quality tied to wildfires to the north changes their entire day.
This morning you could even smell it, and this is similar to before. It does smell very sooty outside. It smells like fire. We are definitely seeing an increase in patients that have concerns about respiratory symptoms. If they are having symptoms and this is happening on a weekly basis or happening daily or weekly or more than a few times, then they should definitely talk to their doctors.
So when will these Canadian wildfires die down? Here's what the DNR had to say.
So far this year, it looks like about 14 million acres have burned in Canada. That's already passed their season average, and we're on track to have the second worst Canadian fire season behind 2023.
And to put that number in perspective, the whole state of Wisconsin is 34.8 million acres of land. In La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
And the doctor and DNR recommend people with and without pre-existing conditions try to limit your outdoor time during these conditions. Part of the La Crosse County Jail has been unused since 2010. The jail was built in '97 and expanded in 2010 with 2 pods, one for male inmates, the other empty for 15 years. Female inmates are currently in the main unit, but the county plans to move them to the unused pod to create space for inmates with mental health needs.
We don't have really good space for people with long-term mental health needs that we're going to have to house for a while. So it gives us the ability to get them into better spaces.
The plan is still under development. Once it's done, it'll go before the county board. Your student loan payments could start racking up interest again today. Interest rates on loans under the SAVE program are set to restart after being frozen since last summer due to legal challenges. The income-driven repayment plan launched in 2023 under the Biden administration and offered lower monthly payments. The Department of Education says borrowers can still get forbearance to delay payments and is urging them to switch to different income-driven repayment plans. Attention Iowa shoppers, you can save some money on back-to-school clothes this weekend. The Hawkeye State's tax-free weekend kicks off today, exempting clothing sales from the usual 6 to 7% sales tax. The holiday applies to shoes, hats, jeans, shirts, and most clothing items, but not backpacks, wallets, or sports equipment. And summer road construction, it is that time of year. Drivers are dodging detours once again. I'm one of them. Crews are fixing roads that residents say have been in rough shape for years. The city says it schedules most work in the summer when weather conditions are best for major repairs.
There is a lot of construction going on right now, and the reality is it's very hard to do construction in the wintertime, and so the summer is the best time to do a lot of our road constructions. As irritating as pedestrians and folks might be, the reality is this is the only time we can do it.
And the end is in sight. City officials say they plan to complete most projects before the school year begins. In your morning medical news, new CDC numbers show more school kids are skipping required vaccines just as measles cases are surging. Last school year, nearly 4% of kindergartners, about 138,000, had vaccine exemptions. Overall coverage for routine shots, including measles, dropped again. Health officials say most measles cases this year have been in unvaccinated children. And despite the poor air quality outside today, a new study shows indoor air may also be unsafe thanks to microplastics. Researchers say we inhale an estimated 70,000 microplastic particles every day, even inside our homes and cars. Some are small enough to reach deep into the lungs. The particles come from the breakdown of everyday plastic items. Experts recommend limiting your plastic use. And now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He has got an update on our morning commute.
Properly sugared up. I had some more cookies, and of course now I had some coffee, and of course a lifesaver. We're getting into it here with CityCam. That just looks pretty sad today, but hey, we're going to try to make your day a little bit better. We're going to get into this fog and low cloud activity as well as the smoke and haze. Now, our forecast also says this only lingers until at least the noon hour, but I suggest that it's going to stick around a little bit more. Eau Claire, you've got the sunshine as well, but you're going to hold on to this smoke and haze out there as well. You have little pockets of fog out there holding on to patchy to dense fog in some locations. Hey, let's take a look at what's going on. High temperatures for you. 80 degrees for La Crosse. You got Viroqua at 76 degrees. More of those upper 70s mixed in there as well. Some of these temperatures are going to be flipping over to 80 degrees possibly as we go into the weekend. Dry conditions ensue all the way through Monday, so we're going to stay dry until then. Yeah, some rainfall tries to sneak its way in, but it's going to be thwarted because high pressure is still building now, or at least building back as we go into the next few days. This is what's going to happen for you. Eau Claire, you're looking at the planner here holding on to looking at least 50s, 60s, and then the 70s roll in. Plenty of sunshine. Unfortunately, it's a bit hazy. We'll also see for highs for Saturday. You're looking at the temperatures where I told you some of those local numbers are going to get into the low 80s. There they are, and they'll continue to do so. As we go deeper into how this all shapes up for tomorrow, you're looking at, again, widespread 80s in your forecast with more sunshine again, possibly getting into partly cloudy skies for areas at Eau Claire as you roll into the afternoon hours. That's a look at your forecast. Be safe out there and have a wonderful day.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Nora is turning 8. She loves to play, dance, and of course she digs sports.
I love that picture. And Zaylee is also turning 8. She loves to swim.
All right, how about Tanner's turning 18? He loves spending time with family and friends and always staying busy.
And congrats to him. And Glenn is turning 88. He likes to weld and rebuild things.
All right, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button. And coming up, kids head back to school soon, but are their snacks helping or hurting their focus? The smart swaps that actually boost energy, coming up on Foodie Friday.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menards. We're your one-stop shop for everything you need. Get truckload savings on items you use every day for everyone in your household. We have it all from big to small and everything in between. Lippmann cleaning products make easy work of even the toughest messes. We carry everything to help you keep your home spotless. Pick up this large precision angle broom for only $8.89 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Time to stock up on deals at Fleet Farm's Truckload Super Sale, July 31st through August 3rd. Get a Blackstone 28-inch Omnivore Griddle Bundle for just $269.99. Our own 24 packs of drinking water are 4 for $10. A WorkMax linkable 30-inch LED shop light is only $6.59. And 40-pound bags of black oil sunflower seed are just $18.99. Head to your local Fleet Farm to haul away truckload savings. And check out our weekly ad for even more deals at fleetfarm.com.
In 1925, a new furniture store opened its doors in Fountain, Minnesota. The business was called the Fountain Furniture Company. Today, 100 years and 4 generations later, we're Drury's, where you'll find a focus on principles that have given us staying power. Handle quality furniture, maintain a professional staff, and a commitment to customer service. We invite you to stop in and find out for yourself how this big store in a tiny town has lasted. Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Family owned for 100 years.
Freedom is the ability to choose the path that makes you happy.
When you need a truck to get you from the job site
to the campsite, drive your story with a new Ram
or a new Jeep from Pischke Motors.
Stop in now to get a brand new Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Fiat, or Chrysler. Whether it's for work or play, we've got the vehicle for you. We have a wide selection of every model. Nothing beats getting in the driver's seat. So stop in today. Go to Pischke.com, Pischke Motors West Salem, or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
Hey, Dominic here to tell you that we have rubs. We have a chicken pork rub, we have a sweet chicken and pork rub, and we have a beef rub. Our rubs cover everything from chicken wings to complex briskets. For some amazing pulled pork, take a pork butt, coat with mustard, season with the sweet chicken and pork rub, smoke at 225 degrees to an internal temp of 200 degrees. Let it rest and pull it apart. It's gonna take a while, so make a Bloody Mary using Please Name Bloody Mary mix. I don't think a day could get much better.
The search for savings stops here at Black River Furniture Outlet, Wisconsin's best price furniture store. Stop in and check out our Poly outdoor furniture, relaxing swivel gliders, loves, and dining sets, available to customize. Inside, shop a huge lineup of Ashley, Catnapper, and Best Home Upholstery. Reclining or stationary sofas, loves, or sectionals available. Set the table or make the bed with sets from Ashley Furniture, and find the perfect rug to tie your home together. Family and veteran owned, Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
Well, good morning to you as we get into it today. This is what's happening across the area here locally. You're holding on to temperatures starting at Shelby at 80 degrees, holding on to at least some sunny skies to partly cloudy skies for the day. We'll also hold on to some areas that may even pick up mostly sunny conditions, as you can see over there in Lansing. And then, of course, as you get down to Prairie du Chien, you have mostly sunny skies as well. Then, of course, over by Gays Mills, you've got mostly cloudy to cloudy skies out there, holding on to some limited amounts of sunshine, I should say some limited amounts of haze and smoke going from La Crosse. You see that all the way into areas up to the north where they'll be picking up a little bit more of that again, and then some of that may be disappearing later on in the afternoon and coming back again in the evening hours. We'll hold on to more sunshine as you go right through the north as well. Eau Claire about 78 degrees. We already know that here. You have some areas that may pick up a little smoke and haze as we go through the morning hours. You see that kind of tracking a little bit back into the area again from Minnesota, holding on to our region as we go into the afternoon, but just by La Crosse, and that gets out of the way, comes back again possibly later on. And of course, moisture is trying to get in the forecast as well as we go into the next couple of days. Check this out here. We'll see as we go through Saturday morning, you've got temperatures in the 50s and the 60s. Then eventually you've got moisture trying to kick in as we go into the noon hour, trying to cross over on for Minnesota and then trying to get across the river. As it does, only the high clouds get associated with that into our area, as you can see by 9:15, and then it gets kind of thwarted out. The moisture itself, though, stays well to our west and out of the region. Highs for Saturday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies possible. We're going to be picking up 70s to the 80s in the early morning hours. Then eventually those 80s will stick around in the forecast, getting it for most folks. You can see some of those low 80s in the forecast. But up to the north along I-94, you're still in the upper 70s. It's going to be that way for a while. We'll hold on to the possibility of clouds increasing on Sunday. A few days ago, it looked like we could get some rainfall on Sunday night, but it's like well up to the north. You can see maybe brushes Rice Lake there. It comes in the morning on Monday, possibly. Then we go back to dry conditions again. We go into the overnight going into Tuesday and see that moisture I told you about for Tuesday. Yeah, see it's coming back again. It continues to change and alter the forecast. So it looks like we could see a little bit of rainfall trying to get into your evening commute. You notice how it dissipates now again. This morning it was there, holding on to. So Wednesday we may see some actual rain, maybe a shower to a storm, and then carrying over into the next few days. You can see here we're looking at the highs for La Crosse over the next few days, getting into Tuesday all the way into a chance of shower activity. Now, once again, holding on to how this all shapes up over the next few days. Once again, I want to show you the 8-day forecast and get you all the way into the week. You're also going to be seeing temperatures rising gradually up to the upper 70s and the 80s, I should say, all the way into the beginning to end of next week.
Back to school season is here, and for us parents, that means packing and making snacks again. Probably less than you're making now, though. Snacking doesn't have to be the enemy. It can actually boost nutrition when it's done right. We're joined on this Foodie Friday by Hy-Vee dietitian Ruthie Chips to talk about smart snacking for students and families. Good morning, Ruthie. Nice to see you as always.
Great to see you, Alexandra Nard.
Yes, so we know that snacking can get a bad rap, but that doesn't have to be the case, right? Tell us how we can do smarter
Not at all.
snacks.
I mean, snacking can really help us in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It can help kind of steady our metabolism. It can help our mood swings even, so our blood sugars aren't fluctuating so much. It can help fill the gaps of some maybe nutrition that you didn't get at your main meal.
Yeah.
So it can really work out well. And with kids going back to school, we want to make the snacks colorful. And speaking of color, I do have to remind you, yes, back to school. There's the saying about crayons that if you had a good childhood and you smell them, it relaxes your blood pressure.
Oh,
so
let's try it. And those markers too. You know those markers we all used to have that smell so good?
Yeah. So we're
it smells like nostalgia.
When I was a kid, we got to eat the crayons because
We won't do that now.
That's not dietitian recommended.
They were little treats at the time.
So colorful vegetables is where we're going to go with the color, right?
All right, yeah. So how can snacking actually help kids maintain focus and energy?
Well, because what happens is if we go for long periods of time without eating, our blood sugar dips, and that's when our brain needs that fuel. So those healthy snacks, kind of planned, of course, not endless snacking, but can really make a difference, you know, with the focus and with kids really getting into that zone where they need to be to concentrate.
Okay.
So we've got a lot of fun things to try. I actually brought along some new products. These are our picks of the month, these two products. So when you're making a kid's snack board, this is what I put together this morning. Just make it fun, any kind of a tray or a board. I do have the Jackson Super Veggie straws in the middle, and they're kind of a new product that's it's avocado based. So that's the type of fat. So it's a very healthy fat, and it's all vegetables, cassava root. It makes it really fun to have a little bit of a crunchy treat in there. So I've got also some dip along to go with it. Cottage cheese base makes it protein, you know, rich in the dip base, and of course fruits and veggies. And then don't forget about yogurt. We have a new yogurt from Activia, which has got probiotic and prebiotic. So it's got the fiber in there as well as the good bacteria. So we want to fill the kids up with some, you know, goodies too for the day.
For them. These are good.
Yeah, they make it wonderful. Yeah.
Is it just snack anything you want, or is it just snack a certain way?
Well, the way to work with snacking is to certainly plan it, you know. And if you do snack, try to have a protein with it, possibly. So that's why we paired the cottage cheese with the veggies. That's why we have the Activity yogurt, you know, with the fruit. So those combinations will have the most powerful snack for you.
Okay.
If you're just snacking on, you know, sweets, fruits, that's going to be a short-lived snack as far as energy goes.
Right. Okay. And that's a great idea to put the cottage cheese in the dip and get your protein in there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
so
love that.
fiber is going to help kind of sustain you as well when it comes to snacking. So think of them as just really mini healthy meals.
Right.
That's all it's about. So, you know, snacking can really be okay. So
and it's important for adults too, right? We kind of forget about it. But
Yeah.
you're saying it can help our mood, so maybe I should try.
What about a beverage to go with the dietitian tray, though?
Pardon?
What about a beverage to go with the dietitian tray here?
Well, certainly, you know, we've got some new beverages that have fiber in them. You know, traditionally, some of the soft drinks don't offer much, but now they're putting in prebiotic fiber. So those can be fun. Or flavored teas, or, you know, bubbly waters that don't have a lot of carbs. So those can all work out great. But we're going to have some of these products and more coming up this Sunday at Hy-Vee. So people should come out. You can taste some things. We're having discounts, and I think there's all kinds of great deals for back to school. So Sunday, August 3rd is the day.
Okay, good. Yeah, we've got that information up there. So also, if we have any questions about, you know, back to school nutrition and stuff like that, we can do that there.
Yep, and see us at Hy-Vee. We've got dietitians at most of the stores. I'm between Winona and La Crosse. So, and we offer individual consultations, all kinds of services and programs. So, yeah, we'd love to help people, or we can check out the aisles and, you know, see what's happening and do some fun things. So,
browse the aisles with the expert. Great to know there. All right, it's kind of like a new year heading back to school, right? So time for, you know, new diet resolutions and stuff like that.
And actually it's time for us to snack too, right?
Yes, let's do it. Yeah, this is very good. All right.
It's about to fall on us.
We've got some yogurt too. All right. Well, thank you, Ruthie. Thank you for being here as always. Lovely to see you. Stay with us. We're going to have more of these. We'll be right back.
Jolivet Family Farms. There's no substitute for homegrown freshness. Jolivet's homegrown triple sweet corn is picked fresh daily. Join us Sundays 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for our roasted sweet corn and charcoal brats. Jolivet's also features homegrown carrots, sweet onions, peppers, beets, cabbage, dill, tomatoes, cucumbers, blueberries, and so much more. Find distinctive crafts and decor. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, or pies from our homemade bakery. Buy fresh, buy local. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
It's Carl's anniversary celebration sale. In appreciation of 69 years, dinner is on us. Save up to 40% on appliances, plus get free dinner for two. This French door refrigerator is just $8.99 and includes free dinner for two. All TVs are on sale, plus get free dinner for two. Save up to 50% on remaining closeout grills. You can even save on in-store Serta specials and get free dinner for two. Come help us celebrate 69 years.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
When a migraine strikes and I've taken a trip down, side effects like dizziness can throw me off. Ugh, migraine again. Ubrelvy works differently. It keeps me in rhythm, quickly stopping migraine pain within 2 hours. And some have pain relief that lasts all day. So I can handle whatever the day may throw at me. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Report increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur days after use. Ask your doctor how you can stop migraine attacks and stay in rhythm with Ubrelvy.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
Air conditioning stopped working? Tired of finding ways to stay cool? Don't sweat it. Give G&T Heating and Air Conditioning a call. They'll have you feeling cool as a cucumber without having to resort to, well, alternative methods.
Call G&T for the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
News 8, the Salvation Army and the YMCA are helping the community go back to school with Stuff the Bus. Stop by the La Crosse or Onalaska Walmarts on August 8th and fill the bus with school supplies. Donate new supplies or cash, and we'll put them in the backpacks for the students in our community who need it most. We'll see you at Walmart on August 8th to help us stuff the bus. Brought to you by these great community partners and proudly sponsored by Cooley Bank. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Community members came together yesterday to celebrate the 17th anniversary of the dedication of Our Lady of Guadalupe Church. Cardinal Burke came up with his vision for the shrine after joining the La Crosse Diocese with the goal of deepening faith. The church was completed and dedicated in 2008. Cardinal Burke offered the Mass with Cardinal Ike from the Netherlands, giving him the homily. Welcome back. It is 6:54. Time for your morning news now. Wildfires raging in Canada, impacting air quality here at home. The Wisconsin DNR advises sensitive groups like those with asthma and seniors to limit your extended time outdoors. They also recommend running air purifiers and regularly checking local air quality indices online for updates.
This morning you could even smell it, and this is similar to before. It does smell very sooty outside. It smells like fire. We are definitely seeing an increase in patients that have concerns about respiratory symptoms. If they are having symptoms and this is happening on a weekly basis or happening daily or weekly or more than a few times, then they should definitely talk to their doctors.
So far this year, roughly 14 million acres have burned in Canada. Your student loan payments could start racking up interest again today. Interest rates on loans under the SAVE program are set to restart after being frozen since last summer due to legal challenges. The income-driven repayment plan launched in 2023 under the Biden administration and offered lower monthly payments. Iowa shoppers can save money on back-to-school clothes this weekend. The Hawkeye State's tax-free weekend kicks off today, exempting clothing sales from the usual 6 to 7% sales tax. It applies to jeans, hats, shirts, shoes, and most clothing items, but not backpacks, wallets, or sports equipment.
As we look at your local weather here, we have today looking at some low 80s in the forecast as we head into your weekend. Smoke and haze is a part of your forecast, so please be careful. That is all for unhealthy for sensitive groups. We'll also find ourselves possibly some of that still lingering into your weekend, but drier conditions will ensue. As we go right into Tuesday, there's a chance of shower activity that leads all the way to Wednesday, Thursday, but August is like, I don't think so, July. I can get warm too. And so we're seeing temperatures go from the middle 80s to the upper 80s in your forecast. And that may linger right into the following weekend after that. So.
And before we end today, we want to give a special shout out to our morning producer, Drew. He's worked with News 8 for over 2 years. This was his last morning show. Oh, can we see his face there? Oh, there he goes. So we just want to say thanks to Drew. Here's a bunch of pictures of us from earlier. He has put in a lot of hard work and dedication to the station. He will be joining our sister station in Madison, so he's staying in the Morgan Murphy family, but he's just moving up a little bit. So look at us there. We wish him the best of luck. Yeah, there's a picture of us and our crew from yesterday. We'll miss you, Drew. We really will, but we're also proud of you and wish you the best of luck.